This dashboard features the results of the inaugural Australasian Gaming Survey and is brought to you by Asia Gaming Brief and Forecast. The results of the survey, aimed at club and pub venues in Australia and New Zealand, give an in-depth picture on how venues responded to the coronavirus pandemic.
The first page that shows up is the overview of the current Australasian gaming market from our survey and other sources. The dashboard is divided into 7 categories, which are accessible through the buttons along the top. We'll revisit these categories later. We're presented with 4 charts on the overview page, which can be controlled using the filters on the left. Filter between venue type, state, location, and business size. You can also multi-select by pressing the Shift or Control keys. Each time you filter, the proportion of respondents that meet that filter will be displayed here. All charts are interactive, and you can hover over areas to view additional information. You can also click on sections to zoom in on specific information. This sunburst chart shows the proportion of venues that have reopened versus the ones that have remained closed. Let's zoom in on the venues that have closed. We can see the majority are temporarily closed, with only a few that have had to permanently shut down. Unlike the rest of the country, if we filter to Victoria, for instance, we can see the majority of venues have closed. This chart shows the average change in revenue by state, and we can see Victoria has taken the largest hit, whereas New South Wales and South Australia have remained relatively resilient. The chart on the bottom left shows the average weekday and weekend visitation levels as a percentage of pre-COVID levels. And this next chart features the outlook sentiment of venue managers and owners. We can see the 3-month outlook is relatively pessimistic. However, the 12-month outlook is more optimistic. The rest of the dashboard is divided into categories which include operating, which feature venue-related challenges due to COVID-19 and the business adaptations and health measures that were implemented, financial, which involves the change in venue revenue from pre-COVID to current times, payment-related challenges due to COVID and so forth, EGMs or electronic gaming machines, involves a comparison of EGMs active between pre-COVID and current times, staffing, actions taken by venues to improve staff well-being, outlook and predictions by venue managers as to when staff levels are expected to return to normal, and current staffing levels compared to pre-COVID times, support, outside organizations and government support applied for and received by venues and expected future technological improvements, and other, which involves lessons learned during COVID-19 by venue managers and much more.